Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to Berea. Brendan Gulick with you on Browns Digest. This is our daily practice report after the Browns left the facility and moved their way out onto the practice field, just on the other side of us here, actually, as we shoot this report on a spectacular day. It is unbelievably nice right now in Northeast Ohio, 62 and sunny. You just don't get too many days like this in the middle of October. The latest from the facility is that, unfortunately, for as nice as it is outside, Deshaun Watson is not practicing today. We did have a chance to speak with Deshaun. He did not meet with the media last week. He did meet today, so that seems like a good indication, right? Because typically the guy that's the starting quarterback speaks on a weekly basis. But Deshaun not only didn't commit to practicing today or any other day moving forward here, he tried to express some optimism while simultaneously saying, I don't really know exactly when I'm going to be back. But I give him credit for answering some questions. Here's a little bit of what Deshaun had to say here this afternoon.
Go.
We'll see, day to day.
You gonna try to practice today?
It just depends on the medical staff. So we're out there, this media stuff and go through our treatment stuff. We'll see where today goes.
Do you think there's a chance you could play on Sunday?
I think so. It just depends on, the process of, the medical stuff and the treatment and the rehab that we're doing day to day. So, it's up in there for sure.
What's the last hurdle?
It's really just finishing up. I'm learning through this whole process. So honestly, it's just, with the rotator cuff, it's a difficult thing with, throwing a ball and, doing, just the movement and rotation and mobility stuff. So just trying to clean up any lingering pain and any lingering, stuff that's, in that rotator cuff.
Did the injury affect you in the game? I know you didn't finish the game, but we thought that was because of the scoreboard. So what happened to make it a 2.5-week injury?
Well, we didn't know what it was during the game. The injury, we felt it during the game, but at the time my adrenaline going and everything's kind of flowing. So certain throws was kind of easier. I just kind of dealt with it. There was a couple of throws where I felt it, but we didn't know exactly what it was.
It's frustrating, I'm sure, because Deshaun wants to get out on the field, I would imagine. I have no reason to think that he doesn't want to be out there playing and practicing, and you can see certainly on Sunday, he certainly seemed like he was being a really good teammate and working with P.J. Walker and, genuinely pretty fired up when the team beat San Francisco. But there's also this strange element of trying to understand exactly how all the dots are connecting here. He actually went on after that little clip, he went on to say that it's a strain in his rotator cuff, but then he described it as having micro tears, little tiny tears that strain the muscle. I don't want to speculate as to what that could mean for his health, but he said, look, I've never been through something like this before. It is not something he's been dealing with and not talking about it. It really did happen just a couple of weeks ago. And ultimately, he said he's read that it could be 4 to 6 weeks. He's hopeful that it's shorter than that, but not entirely sure exactly when he's going to get on the field. He said it could be today. I could be back Sunday. I could be back a couple weeks from now. It feels a little weird for sure, and it's frustrating for everybody, especially considering the team had medically cleared him, but said that functionally he was not able to participate and play. So we'll continue to bring you all the latest news as it relates to Deshaun and his health for sure. In the meantime, there were a couple of other guys that did not practice today. Tight end Harrison Bryant still dealing with a hip injury. Kareem Hunt missed practice right now with a thigh injury. Greg Newsome working on a hamstring, so he did not practice today. And Anthony Walker with a concussion, also not out on the field along with Deshaun. Browns are getting ready for a Colts team that I think in a lot of ways, the way the Browns were the underdog last week and not really supposed to win, they were almost a double-digit underdog in that game. There feels like this little bit of role reversal with an Indianapolis team that's been kind of Jekyll and Hyde this year. They haven't looked great, but they've got to win over Baltimore, who's a really good team. So hard to know for sure. What we know is that Indianapolis is going to be going out there with Gardner Minshew. Kevin Stefanski gave a lot of praise and credit to Gardner Minshew when he taled about him today. It said he's a winner, he can compete and makes all the throws. really doesn't have a glaring weakness in his game from the coaching staff's eyes. So the Browns know they're going to go play a team that wants to try to knock off the number one defense in the NFL. And there certainly has been an awful lot of talk about just how good the Browns defense has been through the first 6 games of the season. We are expecting tomorrow to talk with all 3 coordinators. There'll be an open locker room at 11:20. Bubba Ventrone, Alex Van Pelt, and Jim Schwartz will all take the podium in the late morning, early afternoon, and then the Browns are scheduled to practice tomorrow at 1:25. And if all things go according to schedule, then we'll bring you timely content along the way. If things get backed up, we'll let you know there too. But in the meantime, for all the latest news and information on the team, head over to BrownsDigest.com. We've got plenty of content up there for you to follow as the Browns get ready for the Colts. Brendan Gulick with you from the facility here in Berea. See you real soon.